to the design side of the channel. I've had enough of Minecraft. Well, that's not true, but I think I've just been on Minecraft too much. So, back on Fusion, and I want to finish off this chest. Now, this is all well and good. This should, in theory, function. And I've actually printed the coin holder if we just get rid of the chest itself. And this works for all Australian coins, which is great. The only thing is, I think I've been a bit too generous with the tolerance on some of these. Like the 20 cents is really good. I want to say the $2 is fantastic. $1.50 perfect, but the 10 cents and the 5 cents are a little loose. It's not bad, but if I just get the right angle on the 5 cent, it can easily slip out of the finger gap. Now, using a rule on my finger, it's not the most accurate measurement, but it did the job. I can fit my finger in and grab a coin or the whole stack or whatever I need, and it works just fine. The only other consideration would be, how do I keep this in the chest? Like if you look at this, there is a border. There's nothing actually holding this down on the chest. It's kind of just gravity, but I suppose I'll just sit on a desk for now, at least as it is in my mind. So I'm not too fussed with it. If I want to make it functional, if I want to make it aesthetic, well, I'm gonna make it functional first. I can, however, increase the functionality of it later after I have a basic working model, and because it is technically modular, well, kind of, it's just a box with stuff you can put in the box, then that is the module. We can change it up. So let's get working on this latch then. So what I have looked at is I've moved this analysis to look at this inner side here. And what I'm going to be doing is, I was thinking of a couple different latches. So there's a magnetic latch, there's a snap latch, which was something like this universal latch here, which is essentially a button, which I really liked actually. But the only problem is I wanted to design it myself. So I didn't want to just copy someone else's design. I'm just thinking I'll go with a very, very simple press fit latch, and then eventually I'll change that. Now, how do I make a press fit latch? I have no idea. I've never done it. Have I done this before? No, I don't think I've made a latch before. So we're just going to kind of figure it out as we go. If I search up 3D printed latch, here's like all the models. You can make like a locking latch, and that's like more accurate. Oh, that one's actually pretty cool. Wait, that's techie. But I'm thinking more along the lines of something like this. Just a round surface that kind of bends. Nothing too fancy. Or even something like... what do they call it? It's not a latch, is it? It's called a... joint mechanism. But essentially like the ones for your TV remotes, you know? That one, like this sort of triangle, press into and then it won't press out. But the only problem is I need to press in, but then I also need to have a way to like push it inwards, then press it out again. And the only way for me to have that is if it is accessible to the front. Maybe I will go with the button. I'm really conflicted on this. I kind of want to just like shortcut this, but at the same time, I don't want to shortcut this. I might honestly revisit the magnet idea. The magnet idea is not bad. I just don't remember what the size of the magnets were, and they've been packed away in my toolbox, which is upstairs in my garage. I'm not going to get that now. I cannot be asked. Maybe next time. But let's see. If I get rid of the lid, how it was like 5 mil walls, I think. So if I just get a line across here, there to there, yeah, it was 5 mils. All right, 5 mils is good because it's very, very thick. Gives me a lot of room to work with. Let's bring up this lid again. At the very least, I want something that will press in and that I can undo. Let me think. Oh, that is something else. Could also, man, I've never done this before. Well, I suppose that's the point of this, right? To try and practice things I haven't done before. Spelled join wrong, by the way. That was really funny. Snap. I want a snap fit latch. I want something that should be easy to undo. So I think. Oh yeah, maybe this round one could work because I don't want one that's permanent. Whereas if you have these rectangular ones, it's like one directional. So you have to have a separate mechanism to unlatch. Whereas if you take a look at these round ones, it's kind of just like, well, you press it in and you can pull it up. It just requires some amount of force. Yeah, like this. That's perfect. All right. So to get that, will start it off with just one in the middle, and then eventually what I can do is I can just shift the features across to maybe have 2 or 3. So if I want to have this, let's start off with the receiving end. I also got to keep in mind the coins, like, 'cause you see that I don't have a lot of leeway here. Worst comes to worst, I can always move these coins, these coin holders, because remember it is somewhat modular, so that's not the biggest issue in the world. So it's 0.5. I got about 5 mils to work with. That's not too little. All right, 5 mils of an extrusion. That's fine. So we'll start it from the center here. We'll draw it downwards. Taking inspiration from this, let's get this sort of shape going. But I'll go with, I don't want 2 circles. How do I want to do this? Something like this. It's just gonna bend and then snap back. Best way for it to snap back is for it to be round, so it has that tolerance. But I also would like it. I don't want it to be permanently part of the main chest, because if it breaks, then I have to replace the entire chest. Whereas if it's screw on like this, then if the latch breaks, I can just print another latch and it becomes a lot cheaper. However, this is 3D printing, so rapid prototyping is a valid use case here, where I just try it out, print it. It's gonna cost me like what, $5 in material? Not even. The whole roll is like $20. Alright, so let's go with something like this. So vertical fit of this. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? So I want a circular piece, and I want a piece that comes down from the roof. Or alternatively, I could have the circular piece at the bottom, and we're gonna have what we're gonna call the gripper and the ball. That's what I'm calling this, the grip ball joint. It's called snap latch, but the gripper, do I want it on the bottom or the top? I think having it on the bottom would make the most sense, and then I can have it kind of go up into the lid. Whereas if I have the gripper on top and it breaks, considering it's not modular, it doesn't really matter. I suppose that what would be better? Would it be better to have the gripper on the bottom or the gripper on the top? I really am not sure. Which way would I want? If I want it to be easier to close, I'd have the gripper on the top, so that way I can just press down on it easy. If I want it to be easier, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be easier to press down on regardless. But I don't want to. No, I'll have the gripper on top, because it's gonna experience the most bending and strain. And if I have the additional force of gravity pressing down on it as I close this lid, it's going to put even more strain. And if I overstrain it, then eventually it'll snap, whereas I can extend the lifespan by having the ball on the bottom. Okay, cool. Let's do that then. I don't think it's too big. What was the length of this chest again? Oh, Fusion, don't crash on me now. Let's say it was like 140. We can have it like 10 by 10, I suppose. So let's just go rectangle, center point. We're just going to go 10 tap 5, and then I'll do another rectangle, 10 tap 5, and this will be zibala. I could, you know what? I could even have this on the outside of the chest. Now we can actually see what's going on. But I think it looks clean on the inside, so I want to. Wait, what if I just have a circle in here? Wait, does that just work actually? If I just have a circle and I extrude it by like, let's say 5. And then I bring up the analysis area lid. How does that interact? That doesn't actually look too bad. Hell, I don't even need it to be that thick. I can make it like, let's make it 4 just for now, just to give that leeway. Because you have to remember, I have to put this in, like it has to be able to fit in. So either I have to have a hole in this bottom bit, or I'll just put it in sideways. There's nothing on this side, so I think I'll just put it in sideways for now. But low key, I could just leave like that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's get this section analysis. So now what I need to do is make this gripper. And to make the gripper, we're going to have to think. And thinking is not my specialty. So I want it to be going around. But you see, this needs to be hollow as well. So let's go here and make it How thick do I want these prongs? I want them to be about 2 millimeters, so let's say 14. So these prongs will go around there. We're going to come back to that sketch because I want to go back in time to this sketch. I want to add another inner circle. We're going to make this 8, so that's 2 millimeters thickness. And I want to, what do they cut it? They cut it about, let's see, what if I offset? Well, let's just go 1. I'm going with 2 all over the place, so we'll make consistent and we'll do it symmetrical, like that. And so now we can finish, go back in time, and only extrude these parts here. And what that does is it means this plastic can bend a little. But no, it can't. No, it can't because it's attached to this solid bit here. So I have to either detach it so this can flex inwards, or I can extrude it again. The other problem is I want to print this. Like, let's see, if I go utilities and I go make, and I make this chest, it's going to open up Orca. I got this on the wrong tab here. Let's bring this over. Oh my goodness gracious me. Well, this is unfortunate. My tabs are all over the place. I should not work in full screen. I hate full screen. Okay. Why have I got this then? Oh, it's not even. Oh, come on. You're really testing me here. Give me just the base. Thank you. So I get this base here and I go auto. It still wants to print like that. Problem is, that's not going to print very nicely. Got a couple options. I think if I just support it from the bottom, that's fine. Yeah, well, actually, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. If I support it from the bottom, I'll leave it like that. I'll support it from the bottom. I've just said that like 3 times. And I'll snap off the top from where it originally came from. Okay, why is that on an angle? Let's go from the center then. 180 and... Okay, you don't need to be doing all that, bro. Now what I can do is I can extrude, or rather I can go back in time to this sketch and extrude that one and that one. We can bring that out like, let's say like 2. Let's say like 1 for now. So just so it separates, and that this top part will be able to bend. What I do also want to do is, once again, go back in time to the sketch and have a supporting beam here. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw underneath. I'd say go 5 down, offset that, offset that, and we do 1 millimeter on each side, like that. I don't like that for some reason. No, what we're going to do is we're going to go this line, go 6 millimeters, and then we're going to offset. So offset 1 millimeter each side. And then what that lets me do is extrude that out as well. So if I remember this extrusion, I can go back in time. No, I can't, because it's not a closed shape. Close it up. Now I can go back in time. If I go back in time, I can bring this out, this out, this out, and this out. Well, I suppose this bit's not going to be flexing as much, or rather, this bit, yeah, this bit's not going to be flexing much. It's more going to be the snapping handle. And I don't know the exact, like, bendiness of PLA, I suppose, but it can't be that bad. Sorry, it can't be that stiff. So what I'm just going to do, this is a really not great way to do it, but well, it's the way I've decided to do it. We're just going to go to this top left corner, go to the bottom right corner, and then just shave it away. Just so it's got this nice triangle shape. So it's supported somewhat. And I can always change this by just changing the offset in the original sketch. That'll push it out wide and make it a little more stable. But this is just for the sole purpose of printing. I think that'll be plenty strong. I won't be printing the rest of midair. That should be good. Okay. That top bit is fine. Whoops. Top bit is fine. Oh man, I just had dinner. I think I got rice stuck in my throat. Nothing else. Okay, so that we got that bit, and then what time is how much time do I have? 15 minutes, halfway. Good, good, good. What we're going to do is figure out this top section. So it's going to come around and snap onto this. Okay, so if I edit, wait, what is this? Oh, I see. Let's move these sketches before, because I want these two sketches to be this, and I want this group here to be this bottom latch. Okay, so if I edit this sketch here, let's draw a line and just rotate it like a third of the way. So if we go create, and then you go circular array on that line, and I make it the center of the circle, I can rotate it 3 times. 3 should be good, and then that should now cut this circle into parts. And I want a circle, or rather a line, not a circle, coming up here. So what is that? Like 5. Let's go 10. So that just like is in the lid, and then we can modify offsets. This one here. We're gonna offset it. We're gonna offset it substantially. Let's go 2.5. Remember, these are just arbitrary numbers I'm making up. Oh, we're gonna edit the offset here, because at the end of the day, I don't need to do the math on this. It's not aerospace grade, it's not military air, it's not even engineering grade. This is literally hobby grade. So fundamentally, if it looks a little wonky or it breaks after a little bit of time, that's okay. I can always optimize it later. This is just for testing. It's the biggest perk of 3D printing. Now, what I also want to do is have another circle that's a little offset. So it'll be 10 diameter, so let's go 10 points. Maybe even go 11. No, it's not really gonna go around then, is it? That's fine. We can change the circular array to 5 and have it come around here a bit more. Yeah, that should be fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm then going to finish the sketch here. No, I'm not. I'm going back in time, and we're gonna make these actually 5 each. Hell, I could even make this like the width of the circle. No, because the more I give, the less it's gonna bend. So let's bring that back. And then I'm going to close that off. So now we have a closed shape. And we're going to extrude this. Okay, I could have made this better. That, and that. I'm gonna bring it out to this length here. We're not gonna cut, we're going to join. And we're going to join with not the base, just the lid. So now we have this latch in the lid. And the lid is already being printed on its side. Like if I go make and I go lid, it's already wanting to print on its side. So if I just get this off the print bed and I go auto print, yeah, that's it's fine. Jeez, I did not think of printability. I don't like that at all. I might make this a little flat on the top. Loki, what if I rotate that? Because that is really annoying me. That is really annoying me. Move this around, slice that up. If I do it like that, that's fine, right? Right? Yeah, whatever. Whatever. All I need to do now is suppose fillet this, or sorry, chamfer this edge, bring it out as much as I can. 3.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, 0.6. How far can I go? 0.8, 0.7, 7.1, 7.5, 7.3. 7215 212. I don't know where this is coming from. Maybe it's an angle. I mean, whatever, man. This is just for the sake of printability. Like I said, we don't need exact specs. I'm not doing trig here just to figure out the nicest angle on that. I'm gonna have to sand this down because there's no way I can print it and have that look nice. Originally, I wanted to print it upside down, but well, oh, I guess right way up. That's not gonna fly. That is not gonna fly. Hell, it's not even gonna stand. See what I did there? I'm sorry, that was terrible. Alright, so we have a basic latching mechanism. And if I bring everything back instead of making it invisible. You can see, oh, actually no, let me bring it back to the original position and then look inside. This will seamlessly latch on like that, and you won't even be able to tell. For the sake of aesthetics, because this is an edge that's going to rub. Actually, it's not even aesthetics, it's literally function. So, yeah. We're going to fillet these 4 edges. I want to fillet it. Jeez. 0.75. To make it purely round. And then I also want to fillet these edges here. Wait, what happens if I fillet the face, actually? That's strange. Suppose it fillets all connecting edges. Fish fillet. Fish fillet. Not today. What do you say except you're welcome? That is a little too much. Yeah, 0.5. That's strange. Oh, no, because I made this one a little bigger. That's right. So we're going to move this fillet to before time. Or not. We're actually going to go back in time. And then fillet this. Because I'm going to group these separately. That's it. Why? Hello? Big leagues? Why are we doing this? Can I move this? Thank you. Alright. Back in time. Okay, not being very time efficient for the sake of bureaucracy. I'm not being very time efficient. That's not a good thing. 0.5 was it? Yes, it was. 0.5, and then we can group all this up as create group. We're going to call this one bottom latch. And we're going to go ahead in time. And we're going to rename this one top latch. Rename. Alright. So now that is a complete latch. I don't like that. I'm going to make that a little bigger. See, now I can, because I have it organized in terms of time, I can play with these numbers. That is not the way I want to be looking. Because that's not the sketch I want to look at. I want to look at this sketch. So I'm going to change the width of this to, I don't know. Where's my offset? 2.5. That's not what Bro, why are you being mean? 2.5. There we go. I finished that. That should go. And then if I actually change this extrude, instead of making it a number, I make it all the way through. That should be fine. These should be fine. Now, I would like to test this latch. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to... How can I do this? I'm going to save, and we're going to call this latch v1, and we're going to then go back here, move this off the bed, just to keep the item around, modify, and I'm going to split this body and this body using this plane. So I should separate this latch and this latch. However, because this is forward in time, if we go back in time, it's now one single item. So I will have to keep that in mind, and hopefully I don't forget. But I'm just going to do that so I can print these as their own items. So make that one, and then make... Why did that split? Huh, interesting. I don't want to have to do that. Okay, let me try splitting it again. Modify, split body. Oh, maybe it only split one body. No, that's strange. Split body. Now we'll split it based off of... Let me get rid of the base. Let me split it based off of that. So that should create a separate body for me to bring into my printer. No, it doesn't. Why not? Why are we doing this? I don't get it. Why is that not splitting? Is it because it's round? Oh, it probably is because it's round, isn't it? Let me try this again. Can I split in a round plane? I can split in a round plane. That is fantastic. Okay, let me try this actually. Oops. Not coin holder, coin base, and then bring up the section analyses. I'm gonna delete these splits actually, so I'm not even gonna save this. Where'd it go? Sorry? Why is this not splitting, bro? Just split the body, man. Split it along your round axis. So it's already split? That's kind of weird. Okay. How am I meant to isolate this? Or what I can do is I can just leave the top half as is and only split the bottom part. And that way I can test and then I won't have to reprint the lid. I guess that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. My thought process is clear. I'm going to delete these splits because they're not working clearly. I am going to test the top lid as a whole, but I'm only going to test it with this split bottom latch. So, why do you want to print like that? That is not how I want you to print. Is it? No, it's not. Can we not delete, please? Thank you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to print this in the correct orientation. I'm going to print the other bits, the lid, not this lid, but I want to print out this lid here. So let's go utilities, make lid. Yes. I'm going to rotate you into a custom orientation. So I want you upside down. And I'm going to move you a little bit. And I'm going to move you. So then what I'll do is I'll slice these up. I'm just going to say, yep, that's pretty cool. We're going to put a bit of supports here and here. And I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. And then I'm going to test to see if this latch works. And if it doesn't, I'm only going to modify this bottom bit. Because frankly, I don't have the material to keep reprinting this. This is 100 grams. That's 1/10 of my film, and it's going to cost me a whopping $3. Now, in terms of the aesthetics of this, I don't really care. I'm going to be so for real. I just want it to work. I just want it to work. All right. I'm going to hit print, and then I'm going to call it there. I will do that. So we're going to go print. No. Yes, actually, that is what I want. No, well, sorry. Strength. Global. Support. Strength. 15? Yeah, 15's fine. Alright, print. Send. Bada bing. Bada boom. Bada boom. 3, 2, 1. And we're printing. Alright, I'm going to call it there. Like and subscribe, I guess. I'll see you in the next one where we'll finish this off. See you.